Hi, this is Conrad Zimmerman of FistShark Marketing. If you dig the show, we hope you'll consider supporting us with a small monthly contribution through Patreon. For less than the price of a massage parlor handjob, you can help us continue to provide you with our own sticky situations. Just visit patreon.com/fistshark or click the big Patreon button at fistshark.com for more details. And thanks for listening.
Guys, he's fucking at it again. He's outside in his parking space, putting friggin' pennies in a meter. I can't take it anymore. Like, he's trying to shovel... Dean Cain is trying to shovel off his shitty lemonade at me again, and I just want him out. Like, I don't know if there's anything we can do about it, but I don't want it anymore. I don't want him out there. I'm sick of looking at him.
Is he out there now?
Yeah, he's putting pennies in a meter. Pennies.
Out in the wind?
Yes.
It's
like
windy.
14 degrees out there.
It is so windy today.
I don't know why he's selling lemonade in the middle of winter. I mean, like, I don't know what goes through his head, but I can't look at it anymore.
Is that what he's selling? Is that lemonade?
Well, I mean, it's like a shitty orange in a cup.
Yeah, he does believe it to be lemonade.
Yeah, no, nobody drinks it, but he sells it.
He's got a bucket of mandarin oranges that he's trying to pass off as lemons. I think he got them in like a job lot somewhere. He stole them several weeks ago. Last time I saw him, the structural integrity of the mandarin oranges was heavily compromised by general age, wear and tear, and stones. Because he carries stones and oranges in the same crate. I don't know what the stones are for, he just calls them his stones. Don't touch his stones. But I've told him maybe separate the stones and the oranges, and then you won't have orangey stones and stony oranges. And he just stares at me like I'm talking some foreign language.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it does give the orangeade an earthy flavor to it, but nobody buys it.
That's not the stones giving it an earthy flavor, that's the dirt.
So he's making a beverage of dirt and mandarin oranges?
Dirt, mandarin oranges, hose water, and leaves, but I don't think the leaves are an actual active ingredient that he's added. I think that's just the wind blowing leaves into the vat. That's more or less it. I say hose water. Half of it's that. A lot of it is just rainwater, which he calls, natural spring water, which I've told him isn't technically true, but then he said that some of the water must have come from springs before it went up there, and God cried it back down.
Well, I mean, I guess he does have a point there.
We fudged enough legalese in the past to where we could technically argue that in a court of law if this ever went to court, which it probably isn't, because he's out there on his own in the sleet trying to sell lemonade to, well, the last time I saw him do it, to a cat.
I mean, where's he even getting this funding from? He must have some kind of investment. He's been out there for almost 3 weeks in the wind and the rain and the snow and the sleet, just selling these shitty oranges.
Well, bear in mind that for the past few months he's been carrying around that big hempen sack full of pennies. I do believe that the money in that sack was obtained through many, many, many years of crawling around local bars on all fours, just picking up change that people drop. It was a lucrative business. I mean, after 8 hours of trawling the floors of any given establishment, he is able to make upwards of $2 in loose change. Do that for a couple of years, and that's one big swollen hempen sack of pennies. I would have advised him better had I known that he was saving up for a lemonade stand. And by a lemonade stand, I mean various parking spaces in which he's just putting those pennies in the meters.
That's the thing that really confused me about that whole situation, is the pennies. Because he's not using any other higher form of coin currency. In fact, I heard that he was going to the bank and having them change out the larger coins and the occasional bill that he'd find for more pennies.
Yeah, he seems to think that the more coins he has, the richer he is, even if it's the same dollar value. It's part of his whole sort of, he wants to return to a feudalist society. It seems to think that if we go by weight of cash instead of actual value of cash, the world will be better. And of course he would say that because he's the one with the big sack of pennies that put his back out twice in the past 3 months.
It does make sense, though. I mean, quantity over quality really has been the hallmark of his career up to this point.
Very true, very true. It's not gone wrong for Dino. I mean, it has, but it could have been worse.
I mean, he kept coming around here the other day asking for sugar, because I suppose he thinks that we're, his neighbors, since he's using the parking spots outside. But I told him, and I told him this many times, that he could buy the sugar. I mean, it's what, like $3-4 at the grocery store, and I know for sure he has at least that many pennies in his bag. But he started flipping out and talking about his gold and the realm and how it's going to rise. I don't even know how to convince him to even just buy things anymore.
Well, I don't know that they're going to let him buy things at the corner store anymore anyway. Because the last time he came in with the pennies, he actually injured somebody, dumping them out on the counter.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention the amount of times he swings it over his shoulder, which again is why he keeps putting his fucking back out, swinging it over his shoulder, knocking over the tins of beans. And more to the point, do not give him sugar anymore. He's not putting it in the lemonade. He came in, asked for a bag of sugar. I was like, well, we just signed with Tate & Lyle, so we had all this fucking bags of sugar hanging around anyway. I gave him a bag or two. I see him out the window almost as soon as he leaves. He just opens up the bag and just upturns it, and I watched the sugar blowing off in the wind. He made eye contact with me after he did it. He looked at me.
So he walks out there, opens the bag, pours them out into the wind, and then turns and looks and stares at you?
Just, not even maliciously, just a blank poker face. He just, like he's drying out a sheet or something, just flapping the bag. It gusts off in clouds, billowy clouds of sugar, out into the rainy streets, and then just turns, looks up, because he clearly knew I was looking, looks up at me through the window and just stares. And, that's when I closed the blinds. I opened up him again and he was gone. He'd run away.
Well, is he turning any sort of a profit? I mean, has he sold any of this?
Well, Craig is his only customer, like paying customer at the moment. And to be honest, I think Craig is doing it out of pity too, which is the saddest thing I've ever said. But
he's not really doing it out of pity. I have been kicking Dino a few bucks because I think it's funny to make Craig drink old oranges and dirty water.
Well, you're right. It is. I mean, you're going to get no argument from me on that.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. And I think he's making a bit of cash by kicking some of the parking meters to get his pennies back. He's really good at it. He knows the right spot on every single parking meter up and down that street outside the office depot. Knows just how to kick them to get some coins to spill out.
Why doesn't he just pursue that as his career? I mean, that seems to be the most consistent moneymaker he has going for him at the moment.
Well, any job that involves him foraging for coins seems to work really well. Whether it's fishing in drainage sewers, jumping into public fountains and taking all of the pennies out. He has had a long and lucrative job in essentially stealing money that nobody's going to miss.
Well, that does explain Sharknado too.
So me and Dr. Nightscream have been putting our heads together. This is different from when he was literally putting heads together to come up with a brand new...
That was a rough week.
It wasn't good. It wasn't very medical either.
Did anybody survive that?
No.
But okay, so moving on.
This is going to be good. This one is fine, okay? Wary of the whole, let's superglue people's heads together and create some sort of human head-to-pede endeavour. This one is going to be fantastic. Dieting will never go out of fashion.
That's true.
That's a given.
It's a hot fad. That's something we can't lose
People
with.
always want to lose weight. They always want to look trim and sexy, and they'll do just about anything to accomplish it.
Which is why the Sterling and Night Scream Blade diet is going to take off.
Blade diet.
Yes. Now...
Like the blades of a blender, right?
Could be. Could be. You see, the Atkins diet says, eat as much sausages as you want, just don't put them in a sandwich. There's a diet that basically lets you eat whatever you want if you do one or two simple tricks. So we've got the Atkins diet, just cut out the bread. We've got a diet that's like, eat nothing but chocolate, you know. The cake diet. So long as you don't eat chicken, you can have as much cake as you want. So long as you don't drink soda pops, you know, have as much beer as you need. Like, people love to find these cheats, these way throughs. Very few of them, I feel, are medically proven to work. But now that I've got a medical professional, this one's watertight. This one is absolutely unbeatable. This is the Blade diet, right? Eat whatever you want. That's the first part. Whatever you want, don't worry about counting calories, don't worry about portion control. You want a carbonated beverage? You can drink a carbonated beverage, my friend. You want to eat a whole wedding cake? Eat a whole wedding cake, even the little people on top, if you want. It doesn't matter. It does not matter because of the healing cleanse.
Ooh. Oh, cleanses are huge right now. Everybody's going through detox cleanses and all of that crap. It's just one of the biggest health phenomenons in the last decade. So that's perfect.
With our healing cleanse, Dr. Nightscream promises that you will shred pounds. Not shed. You will shred pounds, quite literally. Here's how it works. Eat whatever you want for 6 days of the week. Okay? Monday, eat what you want. A Tuesday, eat what you want. A Wednesday, eat what you want. A Thursday, Friday, Saturday, eat what you want. Sunday morning, like the Velvet Underground song, Sunday morning is where you initiate the cleanse. This is a full detox workout for mind, body, and whole. You take a very simple selection of pills and tablets developed by myself and the good doctor Sunday morning. These pills include one small Bic style razor blade.
Okay, so when you said the blade cleanse, I was envisioning like you take some vitamin powder, you put it in a blender with blades, hence the blade cleanse, and then you consume the powder that was blended with the blades and, you know, you're cleansed. But you're insinuating that people actually eat a Bic razor in a pill?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, we're eating razor blades. Pill number 2. One small Bic style razor blade.
That's the same thing as pill 1.
Pill number 3. One small Bic style razor blade.
Okay, so see, I like Caitlin, I had thought this was something very different. You said Blade diet. I thought that was just a catchy name, you know, some reference, something that would resonate with the public. You know, it was on the cutting edge of diet science.
We are hoping to get Wesley Snipes to promote this. You know, let's not forget to play all the angles here. Pill number 4. One small Bic style razor blade.
How many of these pills does this diet consist of?
I don't know. 10, 11?
In a day?
Yeah, one day a week.
But you don't eat anything else that day.
Well, no, you can eat what you want when you're done.
Okay.
You probably won't want to. It's advised that you don't, but you're going to lose the weight regardless. Because, look, here's the science behind it, okay? You eat the razor blades, right? All of those fatty pounds that you've been putting on the week before just melt right off you.
They're just sheared right off your body.
They're just sliced off your body.
From the insides.
Yes. And then you expunge this unwanted waste material the way you would expunge any other unwanted waste material from your body. You will literally poo out the calories. We will find some better way to say that in commercials.
After they've been literally shredding your insides.
We are literally shredding pounds.
Okay.
And have there been any clinical trials of this yet?
No.
So this isn't FDA approved or anything?
The doctor told me that, and this is his words, we should not contact those FDA Philistines. They know nothing of my work.
So this is black market diet here. I mean, that could work in our favor.
Oh, yeah, no, really. The less connection we have directly to a diet plan that consists of razor blades, I think the better.
I hate the word black market. I prefer the term unchained entrepreneurship.
Well, we can call it what you want, Jim, but the fact is you're trying to sell razor blades to people so they can eat it and poop out their intestines.
Again, we'll come up with a better way of saying that for commercials. I'll brainstorm with Wesley Snipes, see how he wants to sell that. He's a creative man as well as an actor.
So, okay, you say small, but I mean, a big razor blade is not... It's not what I would call necessarily small. I mean, it's about 2 inches across. Are these like horse capsules?
We take one regular-sized Bic razor and just snap it in half. That way, we're effectively doubling our inventory with every purchase. It's a real money-saving scheme here.
Well, no, yeah, I could certainly see how that would be a big cost savings. But you're not concerned that this isn't going to open us up to some kind of, I don't know, lawsuit?
It'll open something up, but a lawsuit won't be it. I mean, if you're concerned about maybe getting sued by Bic for using their razors, we have similar hypotheses about using, say, glass dust.
That might actually be a better option long term.
It's a different principle. Rather than like actively slicing off the pounds, this is a more... The results will be less immediate. But we theorize, using, again, Dr. Nightscream's hypothetical tests, that the glass dust, like a kind of sand, will erode the calories from within. At which point, you will then crap out, to use the scientific term, the liquefied, purified remains.
That sounds like the better avenue. I don't know if it's going to require more testing. I mean, is it more expensive than the razor blades would be?
Not especially. Not especially. Val Kilmer has a lot of houses, and he has taken to distrusting windows. So we have a lot of spare glass on tap. And the extra results of that is we imagine that the calories that are ejected from the body will be of a more pureed state, which Dr. Nightscream believes we can sell as some sort of fitness shake, some sort of muscle booster.
So now we're going to expect people to collect the remains of their cleanse?
We will be selling a baggie with each supplement of pills, with a return address, no postage necessary, so that we can take the results and turn that into extra profit. We'll be selling literal calories. Bulk up.
I mean, it could be
please.
Incentive. They return their package, they get a free pack of razor pills, glass dust pills, whatever we end up selling them.
I have no doubt that it'll work. I have no doubt whatsoever. Night Scream's a professional. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's doing.
If there's one thing he loves, it's initiating what he calls internal scourges as well. So, I trust that this is a passion project for him.
You know what? Why not? I'm on board. People will put anything into their mouths if they think it'll cause them to lose weight.
We'll just put enough legalese on the bottle so they can't sue us into oblivion when it's over, so...
Well, they'll be buying it on the black market from that guy I know called Roman anyway, so... who are they going to sue? Thugs?
We'll just put the little not for human consumption line on the bottom of it like we did with the bath salts.
Works every time.
And we should be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, guys. Our friends at Trunculo are back.
Trunculo!
Oh, man, that was such a good ad campaign.
The commercials are so good. So many people go, Trunculo! Now.
Yeah, it's really resonated with the with the zeitgeist. Mm-hmm. It's synergized across so many verticals We're really just broadening the scope of our business here. And they have a new product, and I'm so excited about this.
Ooh, do tell.
Now, Google
I've heard of them.
did Google Glass, which they've decided to scrap Google Glass as a retail item, and that was their eyewear that would allow you to get information about anything that you were looking at. Interesting idea, but it made some people a little uncomfortable, and it was a little expensive. Trunculo, however, has come up with an alternative that's just incredibly promising. It's still expensive, I'm not gonna lie, and it's a subscription service, which people may not leap at necessarily, but they're not going to be plunking down $1,500 for it at the outset. So I think that might encourage them. The way Trunculo Lens works, and it's called Trunculo Lens, it's a monocle, right?
Very popular with the kids these days.
It's classy, it looks sharp, it's got a little gold rim around the edge of it, and one of those like little crosshair things in the middle.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's sharp.
I know recently, who was it? Miley Cyrus, old Miley, like, she's been doing this whole monocle bitch thing, where she wears a monocle and says, yeah, I'm a bitch, I'm wearing a monocle. So the kids are all for that.
Yeah, they're ready. The market is primed for this. And so when you get the Trunculo Lens, in addition to the lens itself, it comes with 3 adults with cell phones.
That's 3 adult humans.
Yes, 3 adult humans with cellular telephones. And the way the system works is you go and you look at something and you say aloud, I want to know more about this. And then one of the 3 people that you have surrounding you with their phones goes and looks it up and gives you the information.
I see.
Now,
interesting.
It's like I say, it's not cheap over the long term because it's like a rental service. You're renting these people.
You're essentially paying for the, I guess, 24/7 of another 3 human beings' lives.
Right. Now, the human beings themselves, we're outsourcing a lot of that labor from third world nations.
Right.
Which is nice, they're being collected. And I know I said adults. We're flexible on that.
What is an adult?
Yeah.
What is an adult? In Slatvania, you can smoke cigarettes from the age of 5.
Right, exactly. So that's kind of, we're going to be getting a lot of our kids from adults from Eastern Europe and African nations. So it's going to be dirt cheap to get them. But it's going to cost about $250 a month to support. But the benefit is huge. I mean, can you imagine never ever having to question again who did this song that you're hearing in the bar, right?
I'm hearing a song. I want to know what the song is. Trunculo Lens. What is this song? Beep, 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 beep. It's Tori Amos.
Yeah, exactly. You're out at the grocery store, and you're like, hey, I want to compare prices between this box of cornflake girls and what I would pay for it if I, ordered it online, right? Doot, doot, doot. Oh, you're going to save, 20 cents a box on your cornflake girls. Boom, done.
Trunculo. Is it illegal to do such and such in this state? Yes. Don't do it. I like this. I like this a lot. I would like for there to be a real comprehensive sort of VR experience to this. Can we make that happen? I'm thinking when the Trunculo employees, or the Truncuminos, I like that term.
That's good. I like it.
When they give you an answer, is there a way we can get them to like deliver it into the eyeglasses? So that I'm thinking their mouths an inch or 2 away from someone's eyeballs, just so that they feel like they're getting that sort of VR integrated reality experience.
Oh yeah, we could totally augment the reality of this situation. That's not a problem. We may need to put a note on the package that warns people how extreme this experience could be.
Oh yeah, I would like it to be shouted very loud, these answers.
Right, yeah, no, and there can't be any sort of volume control, because the whole point is, when you're using your Trunculo device, your Trunculo lens, we want everyone to know that you're using it. It can't be subtle. It has to be, because you're collecting all of this data about the world around you. You're recording people, essentially, without their consent.
I mean, maybe the Truncuminos, the three lads with the user, can just constantly announce their presence. Just every few seconds, just shout Trunculo like that. Maybe you go into a Denny's restaurant. They run around the floor space going Trunculo, picking up people's plates and just bashing them up and down on the tables. Trunculo, Trunculo, like that, just to let people know. And then other users can say, what is that wonderful device? And then the user can then go, Trunculo, what device is this right now? And then they can give a sales pitch to the other customers who are no doubt intrigued.
Yeah, it works well from both a public awareness standpoint, where you're making sure that everyone in your environment knows that you're using this technology, and that they're exposed to the possibility that their information could be shared with others. But at the same time, it's raising market awareness. It's broadening out the scope of people who are clearly aware and then going to inevitably be interested in getting it for themselves.
Enhancing brand reach.
Exactly.
Question. Will the Trunculo Lens user be allowed to fuck the other 3 people?
I think that's going to vary by jurisdiction. I think that's going to be a state law
That's
thing.
something you'd probably have to ask Trunculo Lens itself.
Right, yeah. You can just Trunculo, can I fuck my Trunculo lens? And then they'll give you the answer. You may have to cross a state line before you could do that, but they'll tell you, right?
Yeah. They can measure on a GPS. They have a map up, Trunculo maps can be up and running, and just not yet, go to town.
Well, and the applications are just absolutely limitless, because we all need information all the time. We need all information all the time.
I actually feel physically sick if I go more than a minute without information.
Oh, Comrade, I've been listening really, hard and thoughtful about what you're saying, and I have some very serious concerns about this new product. We're using 3 adults.
Adults,
right?
Yes, absolutely, adults.
Now, my concern is, how are, the everyday Joes and Janes going to be able to afford this service? I'm thinking we might need to offer like a low-level plan with maybe 1 or half of an adult.
Yeah, we're looking at it. We're not sure if the tech can work on such a small scale is the problem. Because what we've found is that while the information retrieval is fairly quick, the general constant need for information that everyone experiences can't be accommodated by just one person. Because while Trunculo Lens is seeking information on one topic, it seems that another question is already raised. The people in the focus groups were having to yell out 3 and 4 questions, and in some cases, Trunculo Lens was even having difficulty keeping up with them there. Now, a budget option may be possible down the road, but I really think that for launch, at least for the early adopters of this, we need to go with the full 3 adult humans.
I see. I just worry about the sourcing.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be difficult because let's be honest, they don't speak English.
Yeah.
And that's proven to be a bit of a problem, but we
But
have
then through
found...
the power of Trunculo Lens, you can learn new languages.
Right.
The user can learn to speak any language in the Eastern Bloc.
That's a fantastic spin on it that I hadn't considered. That we're going to be able to, you can view it as an educational tool as well. The people are going to learn valuable Eastern European languages. Because let's face it, Russian is the language of the future. I mean, who are we kidding, right?
Well, yeah.
We all know that it's just a matter of time before the big Russian bear manages to take over everything. I mean, economically speaking, there is nobody in a better position of dominance right now than the Russians.
Putin's got his eyes on the prize, and we're going to be there to represent him when he does.
I don't know that it explains anything, actually. I don't know that you can explain Sharknado, too. FistShark Marketing is Jim Sterling, Conrad Zimmerman, and Caitlin Cook. Theme music by Ben Rama. Segue music by Alizar Chan. Our editor is Nick Malone. Get more episodes and learn how to help support the show at FistShark.com. Follow us on Twitter at FistShark for more of our exploits. Complaints can be forwarded via email to fistsharkmarketing@aol.com. And remember, never let them say you aren't beautiful. That's what the magazine covers are for. Goodbye.